Captain, what are you talking about? It appears to be a blackout. Everything is all black.
We ready? We ready for y'all. We ready? We ready? We ready for y'all.
Yo. It's your boy Jamar, Top Shelf Sports Talk. Back with another live. First of all, I want to wish everybody a safe, prosperous New Year. Happy New Year from Top Shelf Sports family to you and yours. Enjoy the New Year's. Be safe. Don't get too drunk. Enjoy this. Well, before I get to the game, I just want to make sure I finish this. Enjoy your New Year. Celebrate safely and wisely, and do not do anything that you will regret come tomorrow. All right. Real quick, to talk about something real quick last night, the Cowboys versus the Lions game. The Lions, y'all got robbed. I think the official, was reported that he looked at the wrong, or he was thinking about the wrong person that reported to be able to be, he saw the wrong person, number 70 instead of number 68, and therefore he wasn't considered eligible. The 68 wasn't considered eligible when he caught that game-winning 2-point conversion. So they took it off the board. But in my opinion, though, even though that happened, you lost that you lost that 2-point conversion. Then I think they did, yeah. You get penalized 5 yards. And then Parsons jumps off sides. I think at that point it was a sign saying to Dan Campbell, you need to kick this extra point and go to overtime and let your team beat in overtime. That's just my opinion. I thought that had they went to overtime, now there's no evidence because CeeDee Lamb was out there balling. He had like 200 yards on those guys. He was out there killing them. But I believe if they would have kicked the ball for the extra point, tied the game, they could have went to overtime and possibly won. Like Dan Campbell, yeah, he like, yo, what's up, my man? Ant, what's going on? Thanks for joining, man. Yeah, you agree with me. Like he should have just said, you know what? We lost 5 yards. We got the 5 yards back. Let's just go ahead and kick this extra point, tie the game, go to overtime, and try to beat them in overtime. But sometimes in those moments, coaches get so salty and pissed off and irritated that they just like, I'm sticking with my game plan. You saw that at his press conference. He was like, that's I told the guys that's what we're going to do. Yeah, but you had signs on the board saying like, yo, let's kick that extra point and tie the game up. He's a fourth down coach, but you can't play like that. You know what I'm saying? You coach your team to win. I mean, I remember John Harbaugh doing that a couple of times with the Ravens. You know what I mean? Costing them games late in the season like that. Now they got the NFC North clinched or whatever. They good or whatever. I mean, but they still playing for playoff seeding. So you still should have tried to win that game. I would have went for the extra point, and I would have tied the game up and relied on my team to win in overtime. They've been playing good defense, even though CeeDee Lamb was torturing them. They've been playing good defense. There wasn't nobody else out there besides CeeDee Lamb cooking them. I mean, Cooks ain't get that touchdown to the end of the year. You know what I mean? Vegas cost the team a win. Maybe so. I mean, because at the end of the day, that was just tragic. Like the referee said he thought he was talking to number 70, and 68 was reporting eligible. That's bad. That's really bad. Like you can't afford to do that, man. That's bad. But at the end of the day, the Detroit Lions, Buff, if you on here, like y'all your teams let us down again. We can't count on y'all. That's why I was telling you the other day when I saw you, like, yo, you guys are not good enough to be able to play when the game matters. Y'all not good enough to do that. So at the end of the day, man, you going in the playoffs where teams going game plan against you, you got to make sure you're ready to play. You know what I mean? Both players was talking to the yeah, but no, Mac, they was talking about how number 70 was telling them that 68 was eligible. It's 68, not me. Like, I'm not reporting eligible, even though two of them could report eligible, but they were saying 68. He was telling 68 that telling the ref 68 was the one that was eligible for eligible receiver. You know what I mean? The ref didn't hear him. The ref wasn't paying attention to him. If you saw it, the ref turned around and walked away. He turned around and ran away. So I mean, how that was the ref, man. Like, that's crazy. He cost him the game. But again, I've been on here saying for the longest, I don't like to sit here and tell a ref or allow a ref to dictate a game for us. Like, that's not how it should have been. Detroit should have never let CeeDee Lamb go off for 216 yards or whatever he had, 200 something yards. I know he had that. You should have never had that happen. So that is on the Detroit Lions. It should have never came down to the ref blowing that call for them to win that game. They should have won that game on their own. Um, you see the picture clearly showed it. Yeah, they showed the ref running away from number 70 when he was talking to him. So how could you know what he was saying? How could you understand who he was talking about if you ran away? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? You can't, like I said, I don't put the game in the ref's hands. If we got to let a game be decided by a ref, it's because we wasn't playing good enough. You know what I mean? We wasn't playing good enough. And us as Eagles fans, we all know we haven't been playing good enough all year long. We haven't been playing good enough all year long. Like last game, like that Giants game, man, you up 20-3 at half, and you let these guys come back to within 2 to a point where you almost lost that game. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, I don't know if y'all saw that last week when or last night with Detroit. It was like 7 straight plays they ran the ball. Whether it was for positive or negative yards, they ran the ball and they broke a few of them. Like, we have no commitment to the run. None. And DeAndre Swift is breaking 1,000 yards this year. He could be breaking 1,000 yards this year. Why not keep feeding him the ball? Because at the end of the day, what you're doing is you're forcing Jalen Hurts to throw the ball to A.J. Brown with 4 people on him. I don't know what's going on with Jalen Hurts, but he's not seeing the field the way he saw last year. Not finishing the game, bad play calling. It is. It's horrible play calling. Horrible. Like, I don't understand it. Like, yo, why are you not running the ball with this guy DeAndre Swift or even Gainwell, Boston Scott, Rashard Penny? Somebody run the ball, mix it up. Stop being predictable. You see, like, this is frustrating the players. AJ Brown don't even want to talk to the media after the game, even in the win. They asked Devontae Smith how he felt about it. He's like, we're 11-4, but we don't look like we play like we're 11-4. Like, we haven't done anything that shows you that we deserve to be. We should be more than that. Like, we're frustrated. We're not playing the way we're supposed to play. You know what I mean? We're not playing the way we're supposed. And that's listen. This is wishful thinking, and y'all can grind me up if y'all want. Last year we were kind of dominant. Like, we did what we wanted. We imposed our will, and I believe that's what Nick Sirianni and Brian Johnson are calling their plays on. The fact that we've been dominant all last year. But here's my theory. Like, here's my thing, right? We lost in the Super Bowl by 3 points against Kansas City, right? With us showing all that dominance last year, we still came up short in the game that mattered. So listen to my point. My point may be, I'm going to show you just a little bit. I'm not going to show you a lot. I'm going to show you a little bit. And this may sound stupid. This may sound like a true fan talking or a biased fan talking or whatever. But I'm going to show you just a little bit so that when we in that playoff game, when the playoff time comes around, I'm unleashing the dragons on you. I'm getting you guys to believe that there's so much trauma, so much bad body language and bad feelings around around this team so that when we come out on whatever week we're playing, that we just light the world on fire. That may be a biased fan, that may be an Eagles fan, that may be whatever you want to call it. Maybe that. I agree. But I'm just hoping, I'm looking for any type of hope is what I'm telling y'all. I'm looking for any type of hope. Jay, what's up, bro? You couldn't be on the day you at work holding down the fort. It ain't been right all year. Jay, man, you've been going back and forth on this podcast for the longest. And I've been saying that to you for the longest. You know, at the end of the day, this team is constructed to dominate on all levels. That's the way they're constructed. Now, their philosophy, which you argue, is that's not what they do. They pass the ball to establish the lead, and then they start running the ball. No, I agree with you, and I understand what you're saying. And their philosophy is, yeah, man, it's the rope-a-dope. But at the end of the day, what they got to do is they got to play to their strengths. You got 4 running backs that are capable of running the ball, and they're healthy at this stretch of the season. Are healthy. You have to use them. You have to use them to your advantage and take advantage of what the team is giving you. I don't care if they stop in your Swift or Gainwell or Scott or Penny for 1-yard gains. Eventually, it's going to open up. And even when they start doing that, because you're consistently running the ball, guess what happens? You start bringing up them safeties a little bit. You start bringing them linebackers up a little bit. Now you can beat them over the edge with your speed. You can beat them over the top with your speed. That's the whole point of this team. Like, that's the whole point of this team. You know what I mean? So when you sit here and what a positive spin, yeah, we hope. Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, what you have to do is you have to realize your talent. You have to say, hey, this is what we're built on. We're conforming to me. I said the 2 on the show. We conforming to what the Eagles, what the NFL wants the running back position to be is non-existent because they don't want to pay him. So we're not using our running backs the way we should be using them. But if you look at the teams like the 49ers, even the Lions last night, they were running the ball. They were running the ball. Man, you got to run that rock. It's not going to happen unless the OC changed the way he called the game. The plays are taking too long to develop. Is it that the plays are taking too long to develop, or is it the fact that Jalen Hurts is not seeing what the field the way he's supposed to be seeing it? You know what I mean? Like answer me that. You know what I mean? Rob, I want my $25 back, Rob. Yeah. Better get it today. That's all. Get that back today. Because, Rob, you ain't got no room to talk. You ain't got no room to talk. Because you said it won't be easy. Y'all lost to the Ravens, and I put up a post, and it wasn't really directed at you because you've always stood up and said, yo, you know, you was on the show before the 49ers game, you was on the show after the 49ers game, so I always gave you your respect. But at the end of the day, you ain't got no room to talk. Y'all lose to teams that got good defense. Brock Purdy looked like a shell of himself when he plays against a good defense. He had 4 interceptions the other day against a good defense. Now, again, I told you in that post, I said, listen, I'm even including the Eagles in that bad defensive game. Y'all beat us. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like, I'm not calling it one-sided. I'm telling you, yeah, y'all beat us because we were bad defensively. But had we had any type of defensive presence like we did last year, y'all wouldn't have beat that game. And if you look at your record, it shows it. It shows it. You know what I mean? Rob, you said you should have bet in the game. You would have won it. Sirianni didn't involve the O from last year to giving the league a chance to catch up. It's not, why? Here's my thing, Jay. If that's the case, why you got Brian Johnson? Like, not why you got him, but Brian Johnson's supposed to be your coordinator, your OC. You and him are supposed to collab. But I can't imagine either one of them just sticking to the fact that, oh, we're going to keep passing the ball, and quarterback design quarterback runs. I can't subscribe to that. One of them, somebody got to be saying like, yo, stop. Let's change that up. Somebody got to be. If that ain't the case, then Nick Sirianni, you're a hell of a coach, but you got to stay on the coaching side. The head coach. Get the play calling out of your hands. And if Brian Johnson, you're that awful, you got to go. You definitely got to go. You said shit happens. We threw more yards passing and rushing turnovers killed us. Yeah, but no, Purdy had 4 interceptions, man. Like, it don't happen. Y'all playing it when y'all play against. Look at your record. Every loss, with the exception of the Vikings, every loss you got is against a team with a good defense. Look at your record; it shows it. Plus, Jalen isn't playing as good as last year. He's not seeing the field the way he should. He should be. Jay, like we argue all the time. You say I keep talking about a check down and all this. He should see that. He should catch that. He should throw that check down. Live to play another down. You can't throw the ball on 3 and 4 people coverage and get interceptions. That ain't how that's working. That ain't gonna work. Max said bad coaching. It is bad coaching. Nick Sirianni needs to stay as a head coach. Put him in it. You and a head coach. You're there. You have nothing to do with the offense, unless Brian Johnson is so overwhelmed that he doesn't know what he's doing, and you're coming over to help him. But either way, y'all both are looking terrible at this. Y'all look with just about the same personnel. Let's say even better than last year because the experience. Y'all look terrible as callers. Y'all got the same personnel from last year, upgrade at running back, and y'all look terrible. Tell me how is that making any type of sense? It ain't making no sense at all. You said I'm glad we took that L, got something to work on. That one throw Purdy threw is a bad throw in the game. Listen, I feel you, right? I feel you. Everybody wants going in the playoffs. Everybody wants to get their one loss out the way, the tough loss out the way. But what I'm trying to explain to you is that every team that y'all lost to had good defense. Every team. Every team you lost to had good defense. So that's a problem for y'all going forward. A team that has good defense is really going to be hard for y'all to win. A team that has good defense is going to be really hard for y'all to win. That's right now y'all Achilles heel. A team with good defense. So I hear you when you say hey, we gotta get that loss out. Like, but is it just that, or is it the fact that y'all play against teams with good defense and y'all might not do as well? You know what I mean? Um, he playing buddy ball. Who you talking about? Brian Johnson. If Brian Johnson is sitting here playing buddy ball, he's thrown his quarterback under the bus. He's thrown his quarterback under the bus if he's playing buddy ball. Um, Rob says, I'm not worried about it. Our problem is Steve Wilkes is our main problem. Steve Wilkes has been having y'all defense look pretty good. He had y'all defense look pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, y'all gotta realize Brock Purdy might be a good quarterback. He might be a great quarterback eventually. We don't know. Right now, what we could judge him off of is the games that he's played. The teams that he's won against has bad defense or hasn't had a superior defense. The teams that he's losing to has had good defenses. So you gotta say, well, is it the defense or is it Brock Purdy? You know what I mean? Like the defense is making Brock Purdy look like he ain't really what y'all think he should be. Yeah, what's up, Tyrone? We talked about that earlier in the show. That was a crazy call last night, man. Happy holidays to you and the fam. Happy New Year to you. Hopefully everything's good for the new year. Be safe. You know, at the end of the day, like at this point, Brock Purdy has to say to himself, like he gotta be able to be the good defense. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about either one of the teams last night if we play Eagles football. But hey, Tyrone, when has the last time you seen us play Eagles football? That's what I want to know. When have you saw us play Eagles football last? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's what I'm saying to you. That's what I'm sitting here breaking down. Like at the end of the day, like if we had any type of clue or proof that we play Eagles type of football, we probably wouldn't have had these conversations. Half the teams on the schedule that we won against, we would have blew them out. You know what I mean? We would have blew them out. What do you say? No, brother, he's not playing the defense like he should. He's playing the defense as a DB type style. Purdy is fine, and people keep saying he's not who he thought we were of him. He's over 4,000 yards. He's over 4,000 yards against teams that don't play good defense, man. He's over 4,000 yards against a team that doesn't play a good defense. Yeah, that doesn't have a good defense. Can he consistently? I'm just being real. Like he's only playing the teams that's in front of him. I understand that. He's only playing the teams that's in front of him. But can you say that when he has a good defensive in front of him that he plays well? You know what I mean? Like he doesn't. What do you say, Mac? Is that buddy ball, or he just can't read the field going through his progression? Being though the plays that's being called take too long to develop, I think he's just not seeing the field. He's not reading the field the way he's supposed to. He's not reading the field the way he's supposed to, because at the end of the day, like when you're throwing into triple coverage, how is that actually a good throw? If it's triple coverage out there, somebody's wide open. That's what he was doing last year. That's what he was doing that last year. Double, triple, quadruple coverage. He knew somebody was open. He found that open person and got the ball to him, got a positive play. Like he's not seeing the field. But also, they're not calling the plays that they used to call last year. They used to mix the run with the pass. They mixed the run with the pass last year a lot. Kept the pressure off him. Kept the pressure off his offensive line. And so at the end of the day, it was easy for him to make some of those throws, because a lot of times teams was trying to gear up to stop the run. Miles Sanders is no Barry Sanders or no Christian McCaffrey or anything like that, but they were trying to stop him because at the end of the day, they didn't want him breaking nothing off. You have to be able to see that field though. You can't keep taking these deep shots. And I don't care what your coach is telling you. Oh, AJ Brown first read, Devontae Smith second read, Dallas got. Listen, if you see AJ Brown with three people on him, he's out the read. He's out of it. I'm done with you. I'm going to somebody else now, because somebody else is open. There's three people on you. There's somebody else open. And like I said, the check down all day will keep it from being three people on you, because the check down will eventually lead to like 10, 15, 20 yards at a time. You can't say that, the play is designed to go to AJ Brown, so that's only where I'm looking, or that's where I'm gonna throw the ball at. No. Smitty might got one-on-one by himself, and he's a burner. Throw the ball. He's not seeing the field the way he's supposed to. You know what I mean? He's not. What do you say? Out of them good defenses, he played 50. Yeah, but they lost though. I think that's the point. Like, we talking about how you can have 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, but you need to win. Like that shows you everything. You need to win. Um, the whole league peep it. What you talking about, Mac? Tell me what you talking about. Last year, more people were scheme open, easier throws. Not so much this year. Yeah, but I mean, Jay, like I think you're right in saying that. But at the end of the day, like, I also believe that they mixed the run with the pass last year. They mixed the run with the pass. I mean, excuse me. What's his name? Miles Sanders had over 1,100 yards or something like that. They had 1,100 yards from him, 1,000 from 14 from AJ, and like 1,100 from Devontae. It was a well balanced attack. That's the issue. Like, it's not. Yeah, you do need a scheme to get players open and to confuse the defense. I agree with you on that, 100%. But if you're only scheming to pass the ball, that's not helping your team, because you're only scheming to pass the ball. You're not scheming to run the ball. You're not scheming to have a balanced attack. You're one dimensional. You're focused on one part of the field. That's it. That's throwing the ball. And your quarterback is not doing what he did last year in that aspect. When he saw that hit AJ Brown, I mean, it was a couple times he threw the ball up there and told his receiver to make a play. You're going to take those chances against some teams, but not every single time you're going out there. I mean, it was times that, Jay, you text me and told me, look at Goddard run underneath, wide open. Jalen Hurts didn't see him. Those are the throws that he saw last year. He saw that wide open Dallas got it by himself. He got the ball to him. Boom, first down, touchdown, whatever it was. He saw that last year. He's not seeing it this year. It's not so much as it is the play calling, but it's more of him. It's more of him not seeing the field. That's what it is. Yeah, skinny Batman too. Because we are getting healthy at the right time, and Matt Patricia has taken over the defense. I mean, Matt Patricia hasn't really showed me nothing yet. He hasn't really shown me nothing. You up 20-3 at half. There's no reason, and they benched DeVito and put Tyrod Taylor back in. There's no reason why you give up almost 22 points. Like it's no reason for that. Like I mean, yeah, he's a name in the league. He's a bigger name than Sean Desai, but I mean, at the end of the day, like I'm still not convinced on the defense. I'm still not. Maybe today will show me something. Hopefully today will show me something. You know what I mean? Turnovers. Yeah, turnover offensive turnovers. Yes, Jalen Hurts has put us in bad situations, but at the end of the day, with your defensive coordinator, man, you gotta be more against the Giants, man. I mean, like, come on, Tyrone, come on. The Giants we're talking about, the little Giants. You got to be better than that. Oh, they're your picks. All right, I got you. I got you. Make sure you. Hey, listen. Make sure you get all your picks, all your teams, because sometimes when I get off of this, I start writing down y'all picks, and y'all be missing games. So make sure on my post, I put up the schedule of everybody who's playing today. So if you can look at that and make sure you got every team, so I can just write down everything for the week. That'll be helpful. And Blankenship took the wrong angle. A lot of times, a lot of these or these defensive players, these tacklers, they're taking the wrong angles. But that's coaching though. You have to coach better on defense. Like he said, Jason said, 14 came from zero. He does have them looking better, more competent. Like I don't see it yet. I hear you talking. I just don't see it yet. Oh man, Rob, got a bet, Rob. It's up to you. Y'all got each other's information. Y'all need to send each other some friend requests or whatever, and make it happen if that's what y'all gonna do. What's not coaching, Tyrone? What's not coaching? Tell me what's not coaching, because at the end of the day, wrong angles is coaching. That is coaching. I mean, don't get it wrong. You're an NFL player. You're an NFL player. You should know the angles you're supposed to take on certain situations or certain tackles. But listen, let me tell you like this: having a defensive end crash in and not have containment, that's not on the. You telling me that's on the player or not the coach? The coach always preaches containment. Stay in your lanes, because when you stay in your lanes, you make plays go not the way they want to go. You make them go in a way that they shouldn't go. So if a tackler, if you seeing a running back, just like that. If you saw the game last night, number 55 for the Lions, who's a bum, he had Dak Prescott sacked for a safety. He bumped Dak Prescott. Didn't he had the right angle, but didn't tackle, and Dak Prescott's get released and had a 92-yard bomb to CD Lamb. Like that's coaching helps you with that. When you there and you seen Dan Campbell on the sideline, look talking to him. When you're there, tackle. Don't bump. Tackle. That's coaching. Situational awareness. Yeah, the situational awareness is not. It doesn't have nothing to do with being on a right angle when it comes down to tackle. Here's a Cowboys fan who is not really a Cowboys fan. She only is a Cowboy fan because it annoys the heck out of me. But you know, your daughter will be on here soon saying "Go Eagles." She's a smart one in the family. You're not. Um, as a safety, you can see him coming at you full speed to get out of your to get out your back pedal. Listen, I mean, you can see him full speed, right? But the safety has to understand. I'm not going to sit here and say that he has to make every tackle, but at the end of the day, you supposed to be in position to make the tackle. You supposed to be in position to make a tackle. Hey man, I feel bad for you, Ant. I feel bad for you, man. Like you're a Cowboy fan. Respect to you, but I feel bad for you. Don't let wide receivers get behind you. Exactly, but I mean, Mac, that's kind of that with today's day and time, like with the speed that these receivers got. It's kind of hard to say, don't let a receiver get behind you, because it's almost like when you play off, and then a lot of times you hear people complaining about how the Eagles cornerbacks play off. You know what I mean? They play off of the receivers, and then the receivers they get burnt. because they do that slant route or they underneath and cornerback misses a tackle. Like, so it's you just need that is what situational awareness is. You got to that at that point you got to understand who's on or who's on offense out there, and you got to scheme your defense, to be able to stop their offense. That's situational football. Not being able to, not knowing not how to tackle on the right angle is not situational. You know what I mean? Tyrone, it's certain things that don't need to be taught, and I'm not talking about blanket tackling. I'm talking about the long touchdown I gave up. That's not coaching. That's player awareness. Hey, I mean, yeah, no, because at the end of the day, think about it like this. Think about it like this, Tyrone. If I don't teach you how to tackle, you don't know how to tackle. Tackling has been a lost art in the football game for the last couple of years because everybody want to bump you and just knock you over. Back in the day, you never saw that. The coaches told you tackle, wrap up, take that man to the ground. That is it, and you saw that on the field. If that was let's say if that was Jeremiah Trotter on that blitz, he ain't bumping you. He's running through you. He's taking you to the ground. That's coaching telling these guys it's okay to bump. It's okay to bump. Like, no, if I guarantee you this, if more coaches, and I'm not saying Dan Campbell hasn't, I'm not saying none of these coaches don't say it, but if more people penalize their team for not tackling and made them tackle, you wouldn't have stuff like what just happened last night. CeeDee Lamb would have never caught a 92-yard bomb on Jeremiah Trotter if he was that linebacker going in that day. Never. That would have been a safety. Cut it out. Mac, I'll hold it down when it comes to my team. Yeah, you're supposed to. You're supposed to. But guess what? I'm gonna keep using this because there's another guy on here, Smitty. I don't think he's on here right now, but we had a joke with him. My man Sabri told him the last time that the Dallas Cowboys won a Super Bowl. Matter of fact, they solved the Tupac murder since the last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl. That's crazy. You're not talking about tackling, but Tyrone, that's what tackling. That's what you're supposed to be doing though. You're talking about taking the right angle to be able to make a stop. I get you on that, but you also got to tackle too. So it's not only just players; it's coaching. I get what you're saying. It's players and coaching. Madden hit stick. That's what it is. Madden hit stick. You don't tackle. You just try to bump a player. You know what I mean? Ty, that's true. But once he locked looked back to the quarterback and took his eyes off Lamb, he was lost. Yeah, because you know what? That's not even on the safety that got lost on that play. You know why? Because the safety was believing that linebacker had that tackle for a safety. There was no point of running with Lamb because he thought the tackle was going to be made. That's the point I'm making. You put that safety in a vulnerable position because you didn't make the tackle. You bumped him. You didn't make a tackle. You bumped him. You can't do that. Smitty, you're a Cowboy fan. You're breathing a sigh of relief right now, and you're happy because the refs cheated for y'all. I'm pretty sure Jerry Jones paid them off. Good win, but y'all terrible too. Y'all should have lost that game. CeeDee Lamb had 216 yards of record. He showed out last night. You know what I mean? Our secondary getting smoked, probably so. But hopefully, I don't know if I know Kyler Murray was sick, but hopefully he's not playing. Even if he is playing, I hopefully we get enough pressure on him to be able to make something happen today. We can't afford to lose this game. The refs been cheating for y'all all season. No, they've been playing against us all season, dog. You know that. Cut it out. They were cheating against us. Come on, man, stop it. Both Jerry paid them off. Yeah, at the end of the day, you talking about the refs cheat for us. It's numerous games. Like I said, I've always been on here saying that I'm not going to sit here and tell any of y'all that I think the refs cost us the game. No team should be in a position for a ref to dictate the win or loss. No team. If you're saying we lost because of ref, then you ain't play good. You ain't play up to your standards. Even though last night was blatant that the ref just didn't pay attention to what was going on, you still lost the game. You know what I mean? Like you still lost the game because you wasn't in position to win. You should have like Detroit. You should have been. Y'all, if you're a Detroit fan, you should have said, "Yo, we should have been out there torching." You know what I mean? But y'all didn't. You know, it was a close game. Dan Campbell got in his feelings at the end of the game because, truthfully, if he would have went to if he'd have kicked the extra point and went to overtime, who knows how that game would have went? Y'all got one Super Bowl in 5 years ago. 5 years ago, you sound like a Dallas fan that keeps screaming, "We got a Super Bowl." No, you know what's crazy. You know what's crazy, Ant? The fact that you just said that, right, was killing me about your comment is the fact that before we won that Super Bowl 5 years ago, that's all you Dallas fans used to torture us about. We got 5 Super Bowls. What y'all got? Now all of a sudden we get to say it because we won the Super Bowl in the last 5 years. Oh, that's now we sound delusional. Now we sound like a Dallas fan. Keep screaming Super Bowl. Like, cut it out, man. We won. But last time y'all won a Super Bowl, man, you both was playing at the rec center, swinging on monkey bars in middle school. Getting ready to go to high school. Stop it. The last time y'all won, we was getting ready to go to high school. We was in middle school going to high school. You know what I mean? We said, yeah, we did win. And don't talk about the past, buddy, not to me. What you mean don't talk about the past? Y'all Dallas Cowboys fans talk about the past all the time. All the time. Your Super Bowl was on VHS. VHS. It wasn't even DVD. Super Bowl was on VHS. And you, my man, you know I love you. From around the way. I appreciate your support. I'm not grinding you up. I'm grinding the Dallas Cowboy team up. Cause some of y'all, since we won a Super Bowl, guess what y'all keep saying now? Oh, y'all want to talk about a Super Bowl y'all won 5 years ago, but y'all forgot. Even this a loss, you don't count number 2, but we were there last year. Y'all was watching us. So like, we gotta keep the same energy. You know what I mean? I do not, and Matt can tell you I don't scream that Super Bowl talk. Okay, all right, let's get you the pass. I said you might not scream the Super Bowl talk. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not grinding you up. I'm grinding up the Dallas Cowboys, and some of y'all fans, you might not subscribe to that past Super Bowl talk and all that. But at the end of the day, you just brought up the fact that we won a Super Bowl 5 years ago. Like, so you're talking about past Super Bowls. You're talking about that's what you're describing. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, Mac agree with me, man. Like, we fellow Eagles fans, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, all I'm saying to you, bro, I'm not talking about you per se. You may not subscribe to that past talk, and I can respect that. But what I'm saying to you is that when it comes to us and when we get to brag about winning the Super Bowl, like, now all of a sudden y'all living in the past. Y'all living in the past. Like, come on, man. Tyrone says, yeah, I wasn't talking about tackling. That's definitely coaching. You were saying the Eagles gave up a lot of points to the Giants. I was stating that the first points came off a special teams turnover and the long touchdown came off Blankenship not taking the right angle during coverage. That's the part I was trying to say. That's not coaching when you're in coverage. You have to see the player coming at you a certain way. You got to adjust accordingly. Okay, I hear that. Like, I understand what you're saying, right? All I'm saying to you is when it comes down to that, man, like, at the end of the day, it's just like what they were talking about with CeeDee Lamb when that 92-yard bomb that the safety let CeeDee Lamb get behind him. You're as a safety, you're looking at your defense, right? And you're predicting that certain players are going to be able to make certain stops because of the play call. So sometimes even when you see a player coming at you, it's kind of hard to backtrack and know what that player is going to do because at the end of the day, you're probably coming off a late start because you're believing that it was going to be a stop early in that play. So, I mean, if you're talking about one play, okay, cool, but angles and tackling has to be a part of it. And I know you're not saying that. I'm just saying to you in general, like, coaching has to be better when it comes to with those type of plays. Coaching has to be better. You have to even show him what he did wrong and not being able to make that tackle. You can't rely on him to say, well, because everybody believes that they're their best in their position, what you're supposed to. But you have to coach him and show him, hey, listen, this is what you did wrong. If this was to happen to you again, take this route. He has to learn from coaching. That's all I'm trying to say. All right. I've been rambling on long enough. Get to everybody's favorite part of the show and a special announcement about this part of the show. I've been keeping track of everybody's picks all, since we started. I think I started in week 5. It's going to be unfair to some of you guys who started a little later than everybody else. But at the end of the year, which is next week, I'm gonna tally up everybody's wins and losses, and the person that has the most wins, I'm gonna get your information. I'm gonna send you the Top Shelf Sports Talk gift card. I mean, not gift card, cup, a tumbler, sort of like this, but it's a tumbler. Something you can take on the go. So, just a special announcement. Appreciate everybody who supported. Appreciate everybody who pays every week. Again, next year it'll be a little bit different. The prize will be a little bit more. But this is what I can do just to start the year off and say thank you. And some of you guys that's been supporting since day one, you'll get tumblers in the mail just because you've been supporting. But I appreciate everybody who's been on here, who's been a part of this journey, man. It's a lot of work that goes into it behind scenes, and it's hard, But I'm working through and trying to get together. Uh, but the play developed on a scramble. He was caught looking at the quarterback flat-footed. Yeah. That's what I'm saying to you though. I agree with that. He was caught looking at the quarterback flat-footed. But at the end of the day, why are you flat-footed? Because you're looking at it saying like, all right, we should get this stop. We should have made a stop. That's what I'm saying. That's the same thing that happened last night. Now, mind you, if that safety would have played the whole CeeDee Lamb the whole way and never stopped, guess what? CeeDee Lamb doesn't score even if that play gets off. That's coaching. Coaching has to tell him like, listen, play the player or receiver you're assigned to. Stay where you're at. Don't get caught looking. That's coaching. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's not only on him. Coaching has to tell him, listen, play your man. Be where you're supposed to be. Don't worry about anything else. Everything else will solve itself. And got burned toast, yes. The show is amazing. Keep digging. I am Ty. Man. You started out with me. I appreciate you. You know what I mean. You my first live ever on this platform. Man, you was on here. I was nervous as heck, but we got through it. We had a good show. Couple technical difficulties, but we definitely got through it. And I've definitely been pushing since, and I'm gonna keep pushing. And I'm also just to make a little bit of announcement. Going to be doing shows with about the Sixers and stuff like that. I'm trying to do a lot of stuff with sports in general. So like, I'm trying to make the platform bigger than what it is. You know what I mean? Play till you hear the whistle. Exactly. That's my point. That's what the coaching comes to. Play till you hear the whistle. Don't get caught flat-footed. Don't get caught looking. Don't get caught staring. Play until you hear the whistle, because you never know what could happen. So that's all I'm telling you. That's coaching though. That's not just on Reed Blankenship. That's not just on that safety yesterday gave it that 92-yard touchdown. That's on coaching to say, yo, listen, you got caught staring. What are you doing? Play until you hear the whistle. CeeDee Lamb, you do not leave him. I don't care if you wait until the whistle is blown 3 or 4 times before you leave CeeDee Lamb's side. I mean, that's the respect you got to get at, man. All right, so listen, real quick on the pick'ems. We saw Thursday night game. Cleveland beat the Jets. I had the Browns. Several of you guys had the Browns. Um, Saturday night, we saw Detroit lose at Dallas at Jerry's World. So to start the game's off today. We got a 1 o'clock New England Patriots at Buffalo Bills. Now the Patriots beat the Bills earlier this season. So the Patriots has nothing to play for but to be playoff spoilers. Do you guys see them making a playoff spoiler against the Bills? Tell me what you think. Max says Bills. I'm gonna say Bills too, because the Bills actually need the game. They need to win this game to be able to succeed, stand where they need to stand in the playoffs. So I'm going Bills as well on that one. Um, it's going to be interesting because the Patriots always play the Bills. Um, oh man, Uncle Steve says the Bills. Um, Happy New Year, Uncle Steve. If I don't talk, I'll call you later on tonight. Ant got the and got the Patriots in the upset. See, I agree with you. Like, it very well could be like that. It very well could be an upset. You know what I mean? Because the Patriots always played the Bills, tough. They always played the Bills tough. Um, Atlanta at Chicago. Atlanta at Chicago. Justin Fields, Jason says Bills. I got you, Jay. I got you, bro. Atlanta needs to trade for Justin Fields at the end of the year. If Atlanta gets Justin Fields at the end of the year, I mean, it gets Justin Fields to go into next year, that team would be like almost like how Mike Vick was when he was with Atlanta. He if they get Justin Fields, you know what I mean, that'd be crazy for that team. Max says Chicago. Um, Jason says Chicago. Uncle Steve says Chicago. Um, they might get Russ. You talking about no, Atlanta? If I'm in Atlanta, I wouldn't get Russ. And yeah, Jay, I stole what you said. Yeah, I stole what you said. Props to my brother Jason. He said it first, but no, actually, I know you did say it first because I said Carolina. Like, no, I said Atlanta first. I said Atlanta first. I ain't steal what you said. Um, all right, so in that game, Atlanta at Chicago, I'm going Chicago as well. I think Justin Fields keeps up that excellent balling. Anthony goes with Chicago. DJ, little cuz DJ Moore. Yeah, he's a beast. He's a beast. Um, so I respect that. No, I ain't say Carolina. Carolina got Bryce Young. Why would I say Carolina? I said Atlanta. Cut it. Stop it, Jay. You trying to steal my shot. All right, next game. Vegas at the Colts. Vegas at the Colts. Colts let me down last week. The Colts lost 29-10 against the Falcons. But I got the Colts bouncing back. I'm going Colts. I'm going Colts in that game. No, I did. Jay, we can argue off camera. I did say it. Max says Vegas. Um, Jason says Colts. Uncle Steve said, Aunt says Raiders. Uncle Steve says Vegas. Um, Me, myself, I went Colts. I went Colts in that game. I think Colts have a bounce back game. They're fighting for playoff position as well. So I don't think the Raiders are in position to make the playoffs, but I think they like the guy Antonio Pierce. He's had that team playing some good football. I think they don't make the Rich Bisaccia mistake again and letting Antonio Pierce walk. I think they actually give him a contract at the end of the year. Um, Next game, L.A. Rams at the New York Giants. New York Giants. Me, Rams. Rams. I'm going Rams on that one because Rams, again, are fighting for the playoffs. They're in a position to be able to make the playoff run. So I'm going Rams on that game. Matt goes Rams. Um, I think that what you call what's his name? Matthew Stafford has been balling. Uncle Steve is a Giants fan. Um, Jason says Rams. Ant says Rams. Tyrone, you you said Bills. Give me all your picks, Tyrone. Bills up into this Rams game. Bills, Chicago. Um, so I'm Colts and Vegas. And who you got? Rams and Giants. Tyrone, Rams and Giants. Um, Next game, Arizona. This is the first 1 o'clock game in months. It feels like first 1 o'clock game in months. Like wow. Like I don't even know what to do. After the show, I get to go sit on the couch and watch a 1 o'clock Eagles football game. Tyrone says Rams. Um, I'm obviously we all all the Eagles fans is going Philly. This is a must win. This is a must win for us. You know what I mean? We got to win this game because at the end of the day, even though we're going to the playoffs, I would like for the roads to come to Philly. I would like for all the roads to lead to Philly. But so this is why it's a must win. Um, because we don't. I like to play at home, and I want to be on the road. I want to play at home, and I want the Eagles to be the crowd that 12th man effect to really wreak havoc on some of these teams. Cardinals with the upset. I feel like this is a trap game. Uh, I hear you. Any given Sunday it could be a trap game. But I think you're wrong on this. I think you're wrong on this one. I think we get Avonte Maddox back. Cardinals, Uncle Steve. Um, I think we get Devontae Maddox back. I think our defense. I think our defense plays a lot better than we played the last couple of weeks. I'm not gonna say a lot better to a point where they're going to dominate the game, but I'm saying a lot more sound on defense is what I'm gonna say. I think they play a lot more sound. So I believe that the Eagles win this one. Oh, Cunningham is back as well. Is Slay back? Tell me if Slay back, Tyrone. I don't know if Slay is. I thought he was still out with that knee surgery. Um, Next game, Saints at Tampa Bay. Saints at Tampa Bay. I'm going Tampa Bay on this one. I think the Saints are still fighting to find their identity. I don't think they're proven enough to. They have nothing really to play for. Slay's back next week. Oh, hold on, Max. Slay is back next week. Vegas ain't got no time, fam, for no playoff games next week. Tyrone says Tampa Bay. Um, Max says Slay's still out, Jay. Yeah. Max says Tampa Bay. Jason goes Tampa Bay. Uncle Steve says Tampa Bay. Ant says Tampa Bay. Um, we all it's pretty much a clean sweep of Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay been playing some good football. Nobody thought that Baker Mayfield would have the season he's having, but he's damn sure looking good out there. Um, Next game, San Francisco at the Commanders. San Francisco. I mean, as much as I hate to say that, but San Fran just get their get back against a crappy defense. Um, so San Fran is going to win that game. Um, Chase Young is probably looking to go out there and show out. So he's probably going to have a monster game. Um, Ant says Tampa Bay. And so I'm sorry, Ant said San Fran. Max said San Fran. Uh, uh, Uncle Steve says San Fran. Um, Jason said San Fran. And my man Tyrone says it's an upset. He's smelling upset. He's smelling upset. He's going Commanders. Listen, I hope you're right. I hope you're right on this one. I would love to see 49ers lose, us win, and get that number one seed coming through Philly. I would love that. If that happened, listen, that probably would be the best Christmas gift, New Year's gift, holiday gift, whatever you want to say. That'd be the best. Um, but I don't see it happening, but I hope it do. Carolina at Jacksonville. Carolina at Jacksonville. Jacksonville been looking terrible, but so is Carolina. Carolina came off a win last week, I believe. But did Carolina win last week? I think they. Jacksonville lost 30-12 to the Buccaneers. And where's Carolina at? I don't know if they. I'm trying to see if they won before I say. Oh yeah, they won. They lost 30-33 to the Packers. Um, I'm going Jacksonville. Jacksonville needs it. Um, let's go. That's what's up, Matt. You going Carolina over Jacksonville? Woo! Max says Carolina. Jason says Jacksonville. Tyrone says Jacksonville. Uncle Steve says Jacksonville. Uh, Jackson quarterback. Oh, what you call he not playing? What's his name? All right, it'll come to me. Is he not playing? That's why he's. But they need the game. I still think. I don't. Who's their backup, Mac? Tell me who their backup. I don't know. I think. I don't know. I still think they need that. They need that game. And if you're still on here, I need your Jacksonville, Carolina pick. Next game, Miami at the Dolphins. I mean, Miami at the Dolphins. Miami is the Dolphins. Miami at Baltimore. I heard that Jalen Waddle and the running back is out. Mostert, running back, and Mostert. Trevor Lawrence, he's out. So I don't know who's their backup. Um, so they're, I mean, Miami's pretty much, I think, packing it in. I'm going. Tyrone says Baltimore. Um, Max says Baltimore. Um, Anthony says Baltimore. And I ain't get your pick, your last pick, the Carolina at Jacksonville. And give me that. Um, Jason says Baltimore. Uncle Steve says Baltimore. Uh, he said Jacksonville. Okay, I'm going Baltimore too because, like I said, Waddle and Mostert are not playing for the Dolphins, and I think um, Baltimore is riding their. They wanna ride their way into the playoffs on a high note. So I believe that if they win today, they ride into the playoffs on a high note. Um, Next game, Tennessee at Houston. I don't know. Houston hasn't been looking too good. They lost to the Browns 36-22. So in that game, I think I'm gonna go Tennessee in that game. Hey, my man Mike, what up, Mike? What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Happy New Year, happy Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, man. Love you, brother. You gotta hit me up sometime, man. We gotta talk. Um, I know you're going Eagles, Mike. I already know that. Um, Max says Houston. Mac, you going Houston? They been getting beat. Uncle Steve says Tennessee. Tyrone says Houston. Um, Houston CJ is back this week. Okay. I mean, I still don't see it getting done. Titans, Jason. Um, I'm going Titans. I said I don't see Houston getting it done. They're young. They're still young, man. They did outperform what we thought they were going to do, but I still think that I still so you going Houston in that game, right? I still think that Tennessee gets it done. Young boy Will Levis has been looking real good, looking real good. So I'm going Houston that game. Um, I'm going Texans that game. Titans that game. Okay, all right, and I got you. Next game, Pittsburgh at Seattle. Pittsburgh at Seattle. Seattle has been playing good, so it has been Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh always plays good at this time of the year. Oh, Will Levis is out? What happened to Will Levis? He's out? Oh, man. I might have to switch. I might have to hit the whole old switcheroony on y'all. But Imma stick with it because 'cause I'm a man of my word. Um, Max says Pittsburgh. Um, Uncle Steve says Seattle. Um, but I didn't know Will Levis was out. That kinda messed me up a little bit. But Imma still stick with, the Texans the Titans, I mean. And it says Seattle, Houston. What you say, Jay? You say Houston, I'm watching? I'm switching? Oh, you switching. He switched on it. Alright, Jay, you switch. Alright, man. He said Houston. Oh, man, you ain't right. Uh, Ant says Seattle. I got Ant for Seattle. Jason says Seattle. You only allow one switch a game, Jay. You only allow one switch a game. Don't do it no more. I'm going Pittsburgh in that game. I'm going Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh with my man George Pickens, I think he has an excellent game today. So I'm going Pittsburgh. Um Chargers at Denver. Russ Wilson got benched. He got benched. He's not playing. So they're going with what is his name, Stidham or whoever he is, and they railroaded my man Russ Wilson out of there. Sean Payton, I swear, I put it like this: if Sean Payton, if they cut Russell Wilson next year, and Sean Payton gets whatever quarterback he wants, if he do not win, they should get rid of him after that. Max says Chargers. Max says Chargers. Uncle Steve says Chargers. Uh, Tyrone says Chargers. Ant says Denver. They ride the lightning in the bottle, huh? And they go crazy in Denver with the backup. They was talking about how Stidham would look like John Elway out here today because of all the controversies that Russ Wilson and that organization been going through. But I doubt it. Um, I'm going Chargers that game. That quarterback stick was looking good last week, even though they lost. But I go Chargers that game. Would you say? Yep, they really like the ball. They really like Stidham? They really like the ball Stidham? I don't. You think that he going to be the future quarterback of that team? Because I don't see it. I still see. Would you say, Ant? You got a lot of upsets. What you not? What you know? Oh, Vegas, a Vegas insider, Matt. Sorry, y'all. Got something. Had something in my mouth. He's the Vegas insider, Mac. That's what he know. Jason go Chargers. All right. Cincinnati. Cincinnati at Kansas City. Cincinnati at Kansas City. Um, Kansas City then it fell off the map. I don't know. They don't have any receivers, man. They're activating Miko Harmon. I think Kadarius Tony is out. Max still goes with Kansas City. I don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening. Me, I'm going with since even though Cincinnati hasn't, we don't know that it's not the same game. I'm going Bengals. Um, I just don't got the confidence that what you call is going to win that Kansas City. Ant goes Kansas City. Tyrone goes Cincinnati. All right. Borrow chases out. Chases out too with that shoulder. I hear you, but I just don't think that KC. I think KC got too many issues, man. They're. I think that they're just one dimensional with. Cincinnati team. What's up, BG? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you. Cincinnati whole team is hurt. I agree, but I don't know. It's something rubbing me wrong about Kansas City that's making me not pick Kansas City. I don't think Kansas City going to do it. Jason says Kansas City. But it's just I'm not. Something's going on there. All right. So Uncle Steve, did you pick Uncle Steve? Uncle Steve, I need your Kansas City pick. BG says in KC with no Burrow Chase, KC wins big. All right, we're gonna see. So obviously you telling me that KC is going to win. All right, I got you. Andy play calling gonna get him to win. Chase is questionable with the shoulder. I got him on my fantasy team. Laugh out loud. All right. I don't know, man. We're gonna see. Like I said, there's something going on with that Kansas City team. I'm just not feeling. All right. So last game of the Week 17 schedule Sunday. Green Bay at Minnesota. Yeah, I know you. Yeah, BG, make sure you send me the pics. I know you're gonna send them to me. Hey, BG, just so you know, you've been rocking with me since I started. I'm gonna get your information a little later on, and I got a Tumblr I'm gonna send out to you, just for rocking with me, just for supporting me. I appreciate you, brother. Oh, Uncle Steve says he picked Kansas City already. Green Bay. Max says Green Bay. Jason says Green Bay. Tyrone says Green Bay. Man, BG. JLA Mullen, you're a little late, but thanks for joining. Minnesota's on a fifth quarterback. Uncle Steve says Green Bay. I think Green Bay too. I'm going Green Bay on that one too. Minnesota is on it. I don't know. Minnesota's on their fifth quarterback. I don't know. They're chalking it up to next year. Vikings, Antwin Vikings. I know I was busy. You know it's nothing but love. I know you got things to do. I'm just glad that you was able to come on. Do me a favor though with your picks. Just send them to me behind, in a DM if you can. And Mac trolling you, Ant. But I put all my teams up, and I picked Minnesota. Okay, got you. Send them to me in the DM. All the picks, all your picks. Yo, listen, this is the last hour or the last part of the show or the ending of the show. We're at an hour and 7 minutes. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. I appreciate you guys being on, engaging, talking, debating, going back and forth. That's what this show is about. Again, I want to tell all of you guys out there, man, be safe tonight. Have a good new year. Bringing the new year the right way. Don't be out there doing anything crazy. Don't get too drunk. Get drunk, but not too drunk. Have a good time. Celebrate with your loved ones and family. And as usual, because I always have to play this on the end of the show so that you guys know and get you ready for this game, this 1 o'clock game that, it's kind of foreign to me. EAGLES, Eagles!
Thing I want you to do for me.
What?
Come here.
What?
Win.
What are we waiting for?
You know what you gotta do. Do it.
How you feel what's about to happen on this field, man? They gonna get it to us. We got to take it. They want to black out. We gonna get one black out. Stay together and keep fighting. Now it's time to knuckle up. Do everything they move. And it is first touchdown. Brian Westbrook, he scored. Touchdown. And the Eagles win. The Eagles win. Let's get into it all day. Relentless. All your spirit, all your power, all your love. Give me what you got. Right here, right now. If you ain't ready for a fight, go ahead and go home. Because that's what this gonna be for 4 quarters. A fight. We always win when we fight together. That's how we